It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Vikings and the reigning NFC champs. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 22.
From the host of Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
"22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance." And we are underway from Santa Clara. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line. Flush to his right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off the bootleg, Jenkins. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Goddard. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft. And right away, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. McCann now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Second down, they go right back to Cook, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 and a finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, with something like 4 of their last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated
touchdown. A great effort there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. On second down, Cook.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, Darnold.
And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Darnold. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sand.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. Here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And you figure this should be a healthy, a rested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
And he's going to have a Niners 1st down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
We're all still valiantly searching for the so-called book, right, that tells us what to do in every situation. Everyone kind of knows what it says, but it's never really been written down anywhere. He violated every code on that one, didn't he? Deciding to go for it right there.
Oh, yeah. Your side of the field, this stage of the game, you're supposed to punt the football. He said, who cares? I'm going to light the book on fire.
Yeah, analytics, everyone else, be warned, he's coming for you.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver, that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Touchdown 49ers. A great play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the 49ers are able to widen their lead here in this 1st half. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And a rout is on here in this 1st half.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this 1st half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start our tour in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's the Raiders who have the lead in that one. Derek Carr has a couple of touchdown passes there.
From there, we'll head east to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. And they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. Christian McCaffrey, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And that one all even in their matchup with the visiting Dolphins. With that, we take a look at the next.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Faking the give, Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon, and it's third down. Now Darnold. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching him play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And this is incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To the air again, Darnold.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roll through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
They'll run on 1st down. Bacon, fighting off the defender. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Off the play fake, Jenkins. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw. Jenkins escaping the pressure right. His throw caught at about the 5.
And the 49ers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers continue to roll.
Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Darnold on 3rd down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And San Francisco gets set to go here. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Sliding out of the pocket. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. The Vikings on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and we have reached the 2-minute warning.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Flushed out right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Throwing right, and that's complete.
And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So the victory here for San Francisco. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.
So for San Francisco, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the New York Jets come to town. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.